Hello, Haywood Community College students, and welcome to week 13. We are right at the end. We're getting close. I hope you all are having a wonderful rainy Monday. This is the week right before spring break. Yay! So that means that I hope that everything goes swimmingly as you're getting ready for your well-deserved break. And I am here for you in any way you need me. So just let me know what I can do for you. So I'm going to kind of walk you through this week, and then we'll look ahead to after spring break so that you can kind of be thinking about it and asking me questions if anything pops up. All right, so looking at this week, we're going to be starting your presentation and your annotated bibliography final exam. And so a lot of these things are things that have been recycled from last week, just as reminders to make sure that you have visited them. The things that you do need to note is that your rhetorical situations presentation will be due by the 4th of May, and then your final exam will be due on May 11th. So this week you're focusing on just your rough draft of your annotated bibliography. So that you can be developing those ideas as we go along. But what I wanted you to look at is I want you to click on the presentation. So the presentation guidelines, and I'm going to make another copy for you. Okay, so if you go to the rhetorical situation presentation, so in this, you are going to do a presentation on a media artifact, like a TV show, film, painting, song, that's connected to your annotated bibliography topic. So your annotated bibliography topic has a text, and you're writing about the text, so now it's a multimodal version of that text. So what that might mean is you might listen to a podcast about Alzheimer's, and that might be what you are presenting on. But what I want you to be considering is, what are the things that shape your annotated bibliography topic? What are the things about this media that reflects the things in your annotated bibliography? What are the assumptions, influence, background that carries from the topic that you're exploring into the media? So for example, let's say you were going to read Wizard of Oz. Now that's a full text. And you chose that you wanted to explore meta-narratives and how they adapt. You might choose Wicked, the new version of Wicked, as your artifact. So what you're going to be focusing in on is the topic that is in your annotated bibliography, but what media is representing that. So what you're going to do is you're going to find a media artifact that focuses on these concepts, and you're going to create a multimodal slideshow. So PowerPoint, Google Slides, Canva, Prezi, whatever that you would like to do that would resonate with these topics. And then from there, just lost my tab, excuse me. There it is. There it is. Okay. But you're going to be focusing in on the space cat aspect of it, and you're going to record yourself giving the presentation that then everybody will also respond to and give you feedback. So that's going to be something that you're going to have when we get back. So you can start thinking about what you want your presentation to be on after you develop your topic for your annotated bibliography. Excuse me, I'm going to move this over so that you have a copy of it for this week. Go. All right. So then moving along to annotated bibliography. Okay, so in your annotated bibliography, hopefully you've started like brainstorming at this point what you want to do for your annotated bibliography topic. But what you should be doing at this point is there we go. But what you should be doing at this point is you should be working on developing your topics for your annotated bibliography, and then looking at the sample annotated bibliography. And then these are some annotation worksheets that could really help you. So the only thing, and here is a template as well. So if you haven't explored the annotated bibliography yet, one of the things that I would make sure that you do this week before you do your rough draft is make sure that you look over the samples, look over the directions. So the big thing about an annotated bibliography is it's one, assessing how well you understand APA format. Two is how well you can read sources and see how they apply to your own knowledge and how you could apply them to your own like thinking and development for an argument. And three is looking at the text in multimodal sense. So the annotated bibliography, you choose a text. Now, you do not have to read these texts in the textbook unless if you want something else, but you should choose something else from the textbook and let me know what it is. Now, here's where the confusion sometimes happens. You're going to take the topic or a topic that is in that text to go into more research about. So for example, let's say you're going to do James Baldwin's Sonny's Blues. James Baldwin's Sonny's Blues deals with addiction and opioids. So some of you already wrote about that, but like if you, for example, wanted to explore that in more detail, then you would be doing an annotated bibliography on opioids, right? So it's like the text begets the topic, which then begets the media, and it all comes full circle. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to research, got to find at least 4 different sources. Okay. One needs to be a media or community source like YouTube, blog, podcast, discussion forum, post somewhere. One has to be a website, and you need to have at least one scholarly source. Okay. So each annotated bibliography entry needs to have these components: a summary, a rhetorical analysis of the structure or method that's used, and a relevance to your topic and what you want to explore in more detail. This will also then move into your presentation that you're going to be doing, because you're also going to be choosing a piece of media. Okay. So what I'm going to see is that there might be some confusion about like how you're choosing topics and what you're writing about. Just like really think about what's something that could carry you through that's interesting to you from those texts that then you can go into more exploration about. So this week, what I want you to focus in on is starting to think through your topic. And you're going to be doing this writing across disciplines, which is a way of thinking about moving past rhetorical function just in writing and looking at it more in a media form so that you can work on that for your presentation. And then you're working on your annotated bibliography rough draft. I'm sure that some of you will have questions this week, and that's totally fine. Feel free to ask me. I think all grades are updated. So if there's anything that doesn't look accurate, please double check, but also make sure that you note that the last day to add drop is tomorrow. So, or last day to withdraw. On that note, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week, and I look forward to hearing from you. Bye.